Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to EM Hypnosis. I'm Elenique Marie, and today I want to talk to you about self-responsibility and the power that's truly contained within self-responsibility as a vehicle for truly manifesting and creating the life that we want. And this dovetails a little bit with my last video about our memories and the stories that we tell ourselves and taking responsibility for reshaping stories that we tell ourselves to make them useful to our lives, to make them healing to our lives. And so I was reading a book that is called, let me just check the title. It's called Parallel Universes of Self by Frederick Dodson. I'll link it down below in the comments. And he raises this issue of self-responsibility that I feel so strongly about. And I wanted to share with you some ideas, some main ideas that he touches upon in the book and give you a little bit of my interpretation of those and how you can truly apply this in order to really start seeing change in your life. And he starts by talking about, the law of attraction and the New Age movement and, positive affirmations and all these different things that people are, that are gravitating towards more and more now. And he says that the problem with it is that people tend to come oftentimes to that belief from a position of lack. In other words, they want something to be different. They want something to fix their life. And so they come to these beliefs not as a empowered creator utilizing a technique to make something happen, but as someone that wishes something was different and is trying to fill a void. And when you approach the techniques in this fashion, you're basically forgetting that the technique isn't worth anything without you. You are the fire, the energy that empowers these techniques to work. Without you, there's nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's your energy, it's your belief, it's your attention and your commitment using these techniques, fully being present, that actually takes them out of the realm of a book or an article or a video into the world of manifestation, of reality. Nothing that has ever been done by you happened because it was written down on a piece of paper. It was only when you imbued that concept, that idea, that project with your energy, your belief, your passion, that then manifested itself into the physical world. And I think that that's a very important point that people tend to forget. And basically, we're a consumption-driven society where we're just like, read this book, read the next book, read the next book. Okay, great. What else? What else do you have? When I took that training, I took this training. I'm guilty of this, God knows. I have been studying my whole life and I love it. But I've started to be honest with myself that if you don't deepen, if you don't sit and transform that knowledge into wisdom, it's just theory. And I even think he mentions in the book the example of people that are wine connoisseurs because they can actually taste the difference, and people that are wine connoisseurs because they've read a whole bunch of books and they can talk about wine. But if you were to give them a glass of wine and ask them to actually evaluate it, they might not be able to tell the difference between a good wine and a bad wine because they're living in the world of theory. The other point that he makes is that well-being and a higher state of enthusiasm, that is a prerequisite to being able to use techniques to create the world that you want. If you are coming from a place of sadness, apathy, depression, lack of energy, then ironically, they're not going to work for you. And curiosity and a general sense of well-being is a prerequisite for any technique that you want to use to actually work. He says that infinity, all that is attraction-based. like attracts like. And don't we know it? I mean, when I was a little girl, my mom always used to say this saying in Spanish, tell me who you're walking with and I'll tell you who you are. And it is so true, because who we surround ourselves is usually a reflection of the beliefs that we hold, of the energy that we are. That's why friends become friends, right? It's the commonality, rapport, having things in common. So if you are coming from a place of need, of lack, of absence of having that which you want, how can you attract abundance and make things happen that you want to happen? It's almost impossible. As long as you need something outside of yourself, whether it's the perfect job, the perfect husband, the perfect body, the perfect weight, the perfect salary, whatever it is, you're making yourself a hostage to the world. You're making yourself a slave to those things. And now those things have power over you because you're so afraid to lose them that you'll pretty much put up with anything just to keep them, because you've defined them as necessary for your well-being. And so my dad always used to say people confuse being with having. And I think that's so true. And this has led to the culture of the influencer and Instagram and, all these people that we are mindlessly trying to become like, trying to have the things that they have, as if having those things will suddenly make us feel full, make us feel beautiful, make us feel like we belong. But they're rarely fulfilled. In fact, half the people or more that are doing all those things are so unhappy with themselves. They have to use all these apps to try to create, a perception of self that isn't even real. Their bodies, the way they live, it's crazy. It's a complete disconnect between what is presented and what is really there. Because at the end of the day, the world cannot give us anything of lasting value. It can only reflect what we are giving to ourselves. That is what the world actually does. Don't want to be more, don't want to have more, want to be more. That's what he said. Don't want to have more, want to be more. And when you stop chasing the world will start chasing you. And one of the things that is so important about that is that you can only do that when you are comfortable with who you are and when you're willing to sit with your original self, being authentic to whatever that is, whether or not that fits other people's ideas, descriptions, paradigms, or even the conditioning that you have within your own mind about who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act. At the end of the day, you are an original expression. There's absolutely no one in the world like you. There truly isn't. There's no one that has the capabilities, the exact same capabilities, the exact same beliefs, the exact same potential. No one. You are as unique as a snowflake or a drop in the water, a drop in the ocean. Everything is absolutely, absolutely unique about you. And one last thing that I wanted to share with you is he talks about the idea of a mirror. And he says that when you believe that things outside of you are going to fulfill you, you're looking at life the wrong way around. A mirror, or life, if you want to think of life as a mirror, will not smile before you do. Expecting circumstances to change before you change won't work. And I think that's such a powerful concept. How can the image in the mirror smile if I don't smile? So what does he recommend, and how do we fix this? Step one is getting to know yourself. And I know that a lot of people are sick of hearing this, but it's the truth. At the end of the day, I remember in high school we read that Shakespeare play where he says, And to your own self be true, and it follows as night follows day, that you cannot be false to anyone. When you know who you are, by experimenting with just sitting in silence and learning how to just be with yourself, good, bad, indifferent. The feelings will come, the feelings will go, the words and the images will come, and like a river, they will float away. Don't attach yourself to them. Observe. Just observe. Oh, that's what's happening. That's what I'm thinking. It's okay. In the silence. Eventually, a peace will come. A little gap of peace. And the more that we are able to sit in that gap, we start awakening to what is really present and what is really there. The you that is in there. Infinite, perfect, pure potential. Just waiting to create an unbelievable future, reality, waiting to just color the world in their unique and special way. And it all starts by recognizing that there's nothing out there to complete you. The power is within you. Become friends with yourself. Get to know who you are. Show yourself some love. Sit sometimes in silence and start to realize that your whole life is changing effortlessly. I hope that this was useful to you. And please, 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 I would love to hear from you. Any comments that you have, any opinions about this topic. I love, receiving comments. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. We like to talk about all things under the sun. And until next time, wherever you are in the world, I do hope that you are well. Bye-bye.